Miss Teen USA pageant with your host, Dick Clark. Co-host, Lisa Gibbons. Special commentator, Miss Teen USA 1985, Kelly Hu. Narrating, Miss Teen USA, Bridgette Wilson. And the Mississippi Gulf Coast Teen Orchestra and Chorus. And now, here are the 51 contestants for the title of Miss Teen USA 1991. Ladies and gentlemen, your host, Dick Clark.
Thank you very, very much. Good evening. Thank you, ladies, very much. That was a lot of summer fun for all of us. You look great. That's a real good start. Now, the Miss Teen USA pageant is very happy to be back for a second year on the beautiful Mississippi Gulf Coast, and it's nice to be home. Thank you so much. We really appreciate being here. Good food, too, huh? Woo. We do have to apologize, though, to all the Mississippians. We turned loose our cast and crew of several hundred people loose here on Biloxi, and the fried catfish is now an endangered species. We will try to make that up to you, however, with a lot of fun and excitement here tonight. And to help me host the festivities, from Entertainment Tonight, please welcome Miss Lisa Gibbons.
Good evening, everybody.
It's nice to see you again.
Thanks, and you too, Dick. Now, I caught on right away. We're celebrating kind of a summer fun thing, is that right?
It suddenly dawned on you, right?
Well, I'm bright like that.
What you don't realize is this is the last big summer fun party before we all go back to school and hit the books, right? Hey!
Oh, great. Oh, thanks for bringing that up,
Come on.
Dick.
You don't realize they told me they would rather not party. They would rather go back to school. True, really.
And you bought into that, Dick? No.
Would they lie to me?
It's a real good thing I'm here to straighten you out because, see, I've got the stuff on you ladies.
And as usual, you impart all of that information from high up above?
Yes, I'll be right up there. Best seats in the house, I think, Dick, except for you judges, of course. I'll be up there with Kelly Hu, Miss Teen USA 1985, and we'll keep our television audience posted on all the scores. We've got the dish and the backstage stories, you name it, we got it.
Here's what we do. We'll harness all of this teenage action and activity and get to it right now.
Okay, good luck to each of you. Good luck, Dick, keeping up with them.
Thanks a lot. Lisa Gibbons, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you later. Now, we're going to give you an opportunity to meet the candidates in the traditional parade of states. Now, this past week, our judges have scored contestants in 3 preliminary events. The swimsuit competition, in which the girls modeled identical suits. The evening gown competition, where the ladies wore gowns of their own choice. And the interview competition, where each judge talked one-on-one with every candidate. Now, the scores from these 3 preliminary competitions carry equal weight in determining our 12 semifinalists. Now, you'll see these scores coming up now in our parade of states, along with a visual reminder of how the contestants looked in the preliminaries, modeling their swimsuits by Catalina Juniors and wearing their evening gowns. Now, let's meet them all, region by region and state by state. Presenting the Miss Teen USA Parade of States, starting with contestants from the Midwest, Miss Missouri.
Hello, everybody, from Sikeston in the Show Me State of Missouri. I'm Audra Sherman.
Miss Iowa.
From Fort Madison, Iowa, where all our fields are fields of dreams, I am Tina Fearing.
Miss Nebraska.
Go Big Red from Omaha in the Cornhusker State of Nebraska. I'm Erin Mosser.
Miss Wisconsin.
America's Dairyland is where I'm from, representing the great badger state of Wisconsin. I'm Pamela Schrader.
Miss Minnesota.
I hail from the land of 10,000 lakes. From Arden Hills, Minnesota, I'm Natasha Gronowski.
Miss North Dakota.
I come from the beautiful Peace Garden State. From Grand Forks, North Dakota, I'm Nikki Elkins.
Miss Illinois.
From Champaign, Illinois, home of the Fighting Illini and the land of Lincoln, I am Kara Klein.
Miss Michigan.
From Chelsea, Michigan, the state of the Motor City and Motown Sound, my name is Lori K. Hanbaugh.
Miss Kansas.
From Arkansas City, Kansas, there's no place like home. I am Denise Blatchford.
Miss South Dakota.
I represent South Dakota, home of Mount Rushmore and the beautiful Black Hills. From Mobridge, I'm Tabitha Mount.
Miss Ohio.
Home of the world champion Cincinnati Reds. From Huber Heights, I am Michelle Mauser.
Miss Indiana.
Newburgh, Indiana is where I live. From the heart of Hoosier Country, I'm Heather Hart.
And now the contestants from the South. First, Miss North Carolina.
I'm Tar Heel born and I'm Tar Heel bred. From Boone, North Carolina, I'm Holly Furman.
Miss District of Columbia.
From the District of Columbia, where our motto is Justice for All, I'm Marja Allen.
Miss Tennessee.
From Memphis, Tennessee, the city that Elvis called home, hi, I'm Tris Kelly Seth.
Miss Arkansas.
From Cabot, Arkansas, where the people rule, I'm proud to be a Razorback. Hi, I'm Paula Montgomery.
Miss Texas.
The Lone Star State is where I call home. From Houston, Texas, I'm Kara Williams.
Miss Florida.
Florida, home is Storm and Norman Shores Pub and the world's most beautiful beaches. From Panama City, I'm Marnie West.
Miss Oklahoma.
A Boomer Center, through and through. From Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, I'm Rachel Childers.
Miss Maryland.
Annapolis, Maryland, home to United States Naval Academy is my home too. I'm Jennifer Wilhoit.
Miss Kentucky.
Louisville's my old Kentucky home. From the land of the bluegrass and fast horses, I'm Christine Jackman.
Miss West Virginia.
From Weston, West Virginia, the Mountain State, where mountaineers are always free, I am Tracy Rexroad.
Miss Mississippi.
From Avery, Mississippi, the land of hospitality and old world charm, I am Jimmy Ann Glenn.
Miss Louisiana.
I hail from Louisiana, home of Mardi Gras and Cajun cooking. From Baton Rouge, I'm Allison McIntyre.
Miss Alabama.
I hail from the Camellia State, deep in the heart of Dixie. From Huntsville, Alabama, I am Stephanie Gwaltney.
Miss Georgia.
My home will be host to the world in the 1996 Summer Olympics. From Cairo, I am Meredith Young.
Miss Virginia.
Hello, everyone from the state of Virginia, birthplace of 8 presidents. I am Linda Overhue.
Miss South Carolina.
From Prosperity, I'm proud to be in Biloxi, representing the Palmetto State, South Carolina. My name is Penny Bowers.
Miss Delaware.
Delaware, the first state of liberty and independence, is where I live. From Hocassin, I'm Michelle Dalton.
And now the contestants from the Northeast. And here is Miss Vermont.
Greetings from the Green Mountain State of Vermont. From Newport, I am Anne-Marie Giroux.
Miss Pennsylvania.
I'm from Pennsylvania, the state of liberty, vow, and brotherly love. From New Brighton, I'm Kimberly Parkins.
Miss New York.
From Niagara Falls to New York City, I love New York. From Rochester, I'm Wendy Cooper.
Miss New Hampshire.
Live free or die is our motto. From Manchester, New Hampshire, I am Janelle Bishop.
Miss Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, land of the Pilgrims and Red Sox, is my home. From Longmeadow, I'm Erin Bartlett.
Miss Maine.
From Gardner, Maine, the state where presidents vacation, I'm Carrie Malinowski.
Miss Connecticut.
I hail from Connecticut, the proud home of the United States Coast Guard. From Richfield, I'm Allison Venusis.
Miss New Jersey.
I'm representing the Garden State of New Jersey, birthplace of the boardwalk. From Linwood, I'm Carrie Pars.
Miss Rhode Island.
I hail from Bristol, Rhode Island, the Ocean State. I am Gina Tonioni.
The contestants from the Northwest, Miss Montana.
Big Sky Country is my home. From Missoula, Montana, I'm Teresa Rosenbaum.
Miss Washington.
From Edmonds, Washington, the land of majestic mountains and desert plains, I'm Elizabeth Lee.
Miss Idaho.
The capital city of Biloxi is my home. From the gem state of Idaho, I'm Angelina Madry.
Miss Oregon.
From Garibaldi, Oregon, land of Crater Lake and the Cascades Wilderness, I'm Delilah Anderson.
Miss Alaska.
To the lower 48s, I bring greetings from fabulous Alaska. From Eagle River, I'm Stacy Stewart.
Miss Wyoming.
Cowboy country is where I call home. From Sheridan, Wyoming, my name is Britta Lund.
And now the contestants from the Southwest. Here's Miss Colorado.
From the mile-high city of Denver, Colorado, I am Kiki Morikawa.
Miss California.
From California, the land of lights, cameras, and all the action, I'm Jolene Felkner.
Miss New Mexico.
My home's the land of enchantment. From Albuquerque, New Mexico, I'm Kimberly Apodaca.
Miss Nevada.
Las Vegas, Nevada, the fastest growing city in America is where I'm from. My name is Brooke Hammond.
Miss Arizona.
The Grand Canyon state of Arizona is my home. From Phoenix, I'm Christine Chula.
Miss Hawaii.
Aloha, everyone. From Kahului on the friendly islands of Hawaii, I am Trinian Ka'opuiki.
Miss Utah.
I hail from Logan, Utah, the state with the greatest snow on earth. I am Corinne Peterson.
And there they are, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, we'll reveal our 12 semifinalists.
We're back live from Biloxi now, and welcome to our anchor booth position this evening overlooking all the action. Well, every year the pageant brings back a former winner to serve as a special commentator and give you the real insider's point of view. Tonight, we're happy to have as our expert Miss Teen USA 1985, actress Kelly Hu. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Lisa.
How you doing?
Pretty good. Good evening, everyone.
I'm really glad to have you back because, see, Kelly and I were up here last year and we had a great time, and you always get the best backstage stories.
Well, Lisa, it just so happens that my first backstage story is about you.
That's not fair now because we're on the same team.
Right.
No.
Well, I hear that you and Steve are expecting a baby on Valentine's Day.
Oh, you're good. Yes, well, I guess this was a bit of a giveaway, wasn't it?
Oh, well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I'm hosting for 2 tonight. Yeah, we're real excited. Thanks, Kelly. All right, let's get to the real stuff now. You've been here for a couple of weeks and you've really gotten to know these girls. Who are some of your favorites to, stand out in the semifinals?
I think Miss Indiana has got just real star quality. Miss Rhode Island is just absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful girl. Miss California she's got that real girl next door look, a real teen. And Miss North Dakota is just incredible on stage. So it really depends on which way the judges go.
Yeah, there are a lot of standouts here tonight. Sounds like a
sure
pep
are.
rally in here, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's great. We should remind you that the contestants and the judges cannot hear what we're saying in the anchor booth, so it will not influence the scoring. But right now, let's take a look at the top scores in the preliminary competitions, which have been going on for this past week. We see in swimsuit competition, Miss Louisiana out in front. Wow, it's very closely followed by Miss Kansas. There's Miss New Hampshire in 3rd place. For interviews, Miss Indiana took it. A really high score. Miss New Hampshire again in 2nd place this time. Miss North Carolina in 3rd place for interview. And in evening gown competition, it's Miss Oklahoma, Indiana, once again competing strongly already, and Miss Georgia. All right, you've also been polling the contestants to find out who they think will win. What do they have to say, Kelly?
Well, the girls agreed with me on Miss Indiana and Miss North Dakota, but they also like Miss Louisiana. They think she's going to do very well.
And I guess they are the real insiders, aren't they?
They sure are.
All right, folks, you've heard the backstage buzz. Now let's go to Dick and find out who the judges have chosen as those 12 semifinalists.
Welcome back to 51 of the most nervous teenagers in the whole country at this point. You ready? Shall we? All right. This is the fateful moment when we've got to narrow the field to 12 semifinalists. Later this evening, we'll choose 6 finalists from this dozen, then narrow it down to the final 3 before we choose the new Miss Teen USA. Now, in the Parade of States, you saw each candidate's scores in the 3 preliminary competitions: swimsuits, interviews, and evening gowns. And let me pick up the results now, if I may. Thank you, Mark. Now, we've added and we've averaged these scores for composite scores, which you'll see on your screen. The 12 highest scores determine our semifinalists. And ladies, if you're ready, I'm going to read these in random order. There's no significance to this order. The 12 semifinalists are Miss New Hampshire, Miss Oklahoma, Miss Indiana, Miss Texas, Miss Georgia, Miss Rhode Island, we have 6 more candidates, one of whom is Miss North Dakota. Miss Louisiana. Miss Massachusetts. Three names remain, one of which is Miss Kansas. There are 2 left. Miss North Carolina. One name remains. Miss Missouri. Ladies and gentlemen, the 12 semifinalists for the title of Miss Teen USA 1991.
Oh, it's great. Such incredible happiness. Great faces when they announce those names. I love it. I guess you can hear there are friends and family from all over the country to cheer on their favorites. By the way, the composite scores you saw have now been erased. Those 12 semifinalists begin tonight's competition anew, each of them on equal footing.
And our television audience will see everything the judges see tonight live to determine the winner.
All right, Kelly, swimsuit competition's coming up next. Why don't you give us a bit of a preview here?
Right, I just love what some of these girls have done to prepare. Miss Rhode Island, who won Miss Photogenic, by the way, as beautiful as she is, her state pageant director told her that she had a funny walk.
Oh, no.
So she put on her high heels and she walked up and down that neighborhood bike path to practice.
I wonder how many accidents that caused. Oh, that's great.
Right. Well, Miss Indiana, who's the tallest girl in the pageant, she stands close to 6 feet, has quite an advantage in this part of the competition. She also worked out 3 hours a day since April.
Oh my gosh, good for her. She really seems to want this. A lot of them are just very, very focused.
Right.
I guess, of course, that Miss Louisiana is the one to be here because she was first in the preliminary swimsuit competition.
Right, she's got a great figure.
Kelly, they all have a great figure. We like them anyway. All right, stay tuned. We'll be back with that swimsuit competition right after this.
We're back in the Mississippi Gulf Coast Coliseum, and it's time now to introduce very important people to you, 9 of them to be exact. Our distinguished panel of judges and audience, if you will, please hold your applause until the end. Our first judge is the award-winning show business correspondent for CBS This Morning. He also co-hosts the newly syndicated entertainment series Studio 22. This is Steve Kometko, and an honor student at the University of Mississippi. She's a model and actress, has appeared in music videos with such hit groups as ZZ Top, Miss Teen USA 1987. She's Mississippi's own Christy Lynn Addis. He writes, co-produces, and stars as both the classic comic book superhero Superboy and his alter ego Clark Kent. On the syndicated series The Adventures of Superboy, he's Gerard Christopher. Author and a ballerina with the famed New York City Ballet for 11 years. Her articles on dance appear in such national publications as Mirabella and the New York Times. She's Toni Bentley. Founder and director of the Raylock Group Talent Management for the Children of Color Talent Agency. She casts some of television and film's most exciting young entertainers. She's Brooks Jackson. Currently the host of the popular TV series The World Through Celebrities' Eyes. He's interviewed every star from Sophia Loren to Robin Williams. He's Paul Ryan. And she's been called a modern-day fairy godmother, CEO of the Starlight Foundation, dedicated to granting wishes to seriously ill children around the world. She's Carol Brown. And one of Hollywood's top casting directors. He's discovered new talent for dozens of blockbuster series like Dynasty and In the Heat of the Night. He's Ben Rubin. Loved by audiences everywhere is Betty Anderson on the television classic Father Knows Best. She continues to delight viewers as Gladys Peterson on the hit series Get a Life. Please welcome Eleanor Donahue. Ladies and gentlemen, these are our judges.
During the evening, you'll be seeing scores on the screen, and we'd like to show you how the system works. It's similar to Olympic scoring. As each contestant competes, the judges enter a score ranging from 1.0 to 9.99 into their computer terminals. We'll show you the individual judge's name and score. The highest and lowest scores are eliminated, and the remaining scores are averaged, like this. After all 3 competitions are over, the 3 average scores for each contestant will be added, and the top 6 composite scores will determine the 6 finalists. Oh, and now it looks like they're about to begin, so let's go back to the stage.
Thank you, Kelly, very much. You know, the Mississippi Gulf Coast has miles of beautiful beaches, and what better place to present 12 beautiful ladies. And now, as our semifinalists model competition swimsuits from Catalina Juniors and shoes by Frederico, we've asked each candidate to tell us a little bit more about herself. And here they are. In the 1991 Miss Teen USA swimsuit competition, beginning with Miss New Hampshire.
In 10 years, I hope to have a family of my own with a husband and a few children and possibly a daycare center. Because I really like working with children, and this will give me one of the greatest opportunities, I think, to be with them just about every day of the week.
Miss Oklahoma.
This summer has been my best summer because in May I graduated, and then I went on my senior class trip, and we just had so much fun. We really got close, and it was really special. And then, of course, now I'm here, and I've been here for 2 weeks, having the best time of my life, and I've met 50 of the greatest girls, and everybody's just so sweet. This is just all really awesome.
Miss Indiana.
The word that best describes me is discipline, and that's probably because, partly because my parents are very disciplined people, and I've inherited it a lot, but also it's just a special quality that I have that keeps me going and driven and keeps me dedicated to the things that I get involved with and putting forth 100% effort.
Miss Texas.
Well, this summer's been very exciting for me, being here representing Texas. But next summer, I plan to travel to Oxford University in London and take a few courses there and do some sightseeing. And they're two totally different experiences, but I think that is what makes a person well-rounded.
Miss Georgia.
The summer I've ever had is actually the one I'm enjoying now. I just graduated from high school, and I've had the chance to go on a senior cruise, and that was a lot of fun. A ship full of over 1,000 seniors in the Bahamas, so that was a lot of fun. And also, I'm representing Georgia in the Miss Teen USA pageant, so it's really a great experience for me.
Miss Rhode Island.
When I'm not in school, in the summertime, I love to water ski and jet ski and just spend a lot of time on the Narragansett Bay. I live right on the water. And in the wintertime, I like to snow ski and ice skate. I'm a real athletic person.
Miss North Dakota.
I see my life in 10 years full of excitement. I love the city of Chicago, so I want to plan to move there, and I'll be done with med school, so I will be working as a physician, and I'll be working for my favorite NBA team, the Chicago Bulls. It's my all-time dream.
Miss Louisiana.
My idea of fun is spending time with my friends and family at our camp located on the Tangipahoa River. It's a place where we can just relax and have fun, and we ski, hydroslide, swim, but the best part of it is we go out to the lighthouse and jump off into the water. And let me tell you, that's a blast.
Miss Massachusetts.
My favorite way to spend the day would be in Boston at a place called Quincy Market. It's right on the waterfront with a bunch of food booths and restaurants, stores and boutiques, and I would eat and shop my way from one end of the square to the other, and to top the day off, I'd head over to Fenway Park and cheer on my Red Sox.
Miss Kansas.
My idea of fun is spending time at the lake, and my family would all pile into a boat and we'd zoom around the lake. We'd water ski, we'd camp out on an island. Often we'd build huge bonfires. We'd even go back to our campsite and zoom around on our mopeds, and we'd eat s'mores. S'mores was our family recipe. Every night we would have s'mores.
Miss North Carolina.
My family's wonderful. We have a really strong emphasis on family. We're all very encouraging to each other, but I think the epitome of it all is my grandparents' marriage that has lasted 72 years.
Miss Missouri.
I've tandem skydived, and that is the most amazing thing I have ever done. I never thought I would do something like that because here I am, the biggest chicken when it comes to heights. On my cheerleading squad, they decided to put me up in a basket toss, and I was scared out of my mind. Yet I'm jumping out of planes all the time now. It just doesn't make sense.
That completes our swimsuit competition for Miss Teen USA 1991.
Miles of legs. I know they work out, and I'm sure that helps, but I gotta figure they started out with some pretty good genetic material, too. Let's check the scores for you now in the swimsuit competition. Out in front, as she led in the preliminaries, is Miss Louisiana, followed by Miss North Carolina, Miss New Hampshire, and here's how the rest of our semifinalists stacked up in swimsuit competition this evening. All right, the interview competition will begin in a few moments, and while the girls are changing into their After 5 dresses, come on along for some summer fun on the Mississippi Gulf Coast with our contestants.
The
Mississippi's beautiful beaches. All those miles of white sand, they can really dig it. The warm Gulf waters are a great playground. Ahoy, contestants! The girls had a great time with Drew Johnson, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's poster child. The new Miss Teen USA will make one of her first official appearances with Jerry Lewis and me on MDA's annual Labor Day telethon. Their Catalina Junior sportswear was perfect for flying high. Later, they waved with the waves and learned some ancient tribal dances from the 50s. There's always time for a smile and an autograph. Ingalls Shipbuilding invited the girls aboard its newest ship, the Way City, the first warship named after a battle in Vietnam.
And welcome aboard the Navy's newest guided missile cruiser, Way City. Please meet some of our sailors.
Each girl met a sailor from her home state. And these young Navy men were great hosts.
I understand you all are looking for a crown?
Yes!
Let me see if I can help. Combat Pilot House, do you hold a crown on the radar?
Roger, Bridge, this is Combat. We have the crown in sight, 203 nautical miles from Biloxi, Mississippi. There it is, girl.
At the South Mississippi Retardation Center, the girls met some special new friends and learned a new song.
I called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed.
The athletes in the group hit the bricks for a 5K run. While our more sedate ladies decided to work out lifting some tropical fruit juice in a toast to the beautiful Gulf sunset. Every contestant's scrapbook is filled with memories that will last as long as Mississippi's famous Friendship Oak.
Yay for Mississippi!
The girls have had a great couple of weeks here. In fact, we all have. I'm even bringing my accent back. Are you? All right, the interview competition is coming up next. I think this is probably the toughest part of the semifinal competition. Who are your favorites, Kelly?
Well, Miss New Hampshire is just... She is the champion marathon talker of the pageant.
Isn't she?
And she placed second. So I think she's going to do very well.
I'm sure she will. Of course, Miss Indiana placed first, so she's got to be a top prospect tonight.
Right. And Miss Texas will do very well. She had a year's experience as Miss Texas teen, doing public appearances and whatnot throughout her state.
You just expect Texans to be good talkers as part of their package, you know?
Right.
I had a good conversation with her backstage right before the show, as a matter of fact. She's very confident. Also, you know, Miss Georgia, before the show went on, she was actually studying possible questions for her interview competition.
No.
So she was kind of cramming a little bit.
Right, prepared.
It's going to be a good contest, and we'll meet the first 6 semifinalists up close and personal in the interview competition right after this word from Crest.
Summer fun!
The Miss Teen USA pageant will continue.
Welcome back as we continue our semifinal competition with the interviews. Now, this is an opportunity to get to know the 12 young ladies a little bit better. The interviews are unrehearsed, and the contestants are being judged on poise, intelligence, personality, and the content of their answers. We'll meet our first candidate. That's Miss New Hampshire. She's Janel Bishop. She's 17 years old. She's a senior at West High School in Manchester, where she plays on their state championship soccer team.
Yes.
You're missing soccer practice this week?
Yes, I am missing it, and they're watching it right now, actually.
Which is tougher, missing the soccer practice or going through all of this stuff?
Probably going through all this stuff because it's a lot of work, rehearsals, a lot of work and everything.
A lot of hours?
Yeah, we're there all day, every day.
You said, I think in a biography I read somewhere, that you hope someday to have a daycare center. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I hope one day to be married and have a few children, and then a daycare center, because that will give me an opportunity to spend my days with my children and to also be with the children that I love and to take care of other people's children.
How many kids would you like to have?
Oh, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3. Not too many, but not too small.
All right, now you're from New Hampshire, and you've been hanging out with all these southern ladies here, and they've all been trying to teach you a southern dialect. Have they gotten through to you yet?
I think a little bit.
Give me a little taste of southern.
Well, I wasn't fixing to say anything, but you ain't got a lick of sense.
It's close. It was a nice try. Step over here. This is Miss New Hampshire. All right, next is Miss Oklahoma. Rachel Childers, she's 17 years old, a graduate of Grace Christian Academy, where she's a cheerleader, president of her class, a volunteer at a women's clinic and counseling facility. Does that mean you're going to go into counseling as a career?
Yes, I am. I plan to go in guidance and counseling after I graduate.
Why do you find it interesting?
Well, I just love helping people, and it's really something that's in my heart. I love talking to people, and I really like to share part of me with them.
Who do you turn to for advice?
Well, I have to say my parents. They've been a great support in everything that I have done in my whole life, and they just support me in everything I do.
You have good communications with people who are older than you are, specifically your parents?
Yes, and my grandparents. I love them so much, and they're just so special to me. They are very supportive of me also.
You think young people can learn from older people?
Yes, I do. They have a lot of wisdom.
It's a good sign. Now, they told me to ask you this, and this is nothing that I've ever talked to you about in all the days you've been together, but you have a 3-point strategy for anybody who wants to be in a beauty pageant. Can you divulge that secret to anybody who wants to be in this sort of thing?
Yes, well, the girls, if I ever talk to any girls that want to be in pageants, I always tell them that to be themselves and be honest. And for the 3 things that really stand out to me is, 1, somewhere in the world there's going to be a girl who's prettier than you. Yeah. Somewhere in the world there's going to be a girl who's more talented than you. Yeah. And somewhere in the world there's going to be a girl who's a lot more smarter than you. Yeah. When it all comes down to it, you just have to cross your fingers and pray she's not standing on stage next to you.
That's in the laps of the gods. Step over here for the judges, if you will. This is Miss Oklahoma. Let's meet Miss Indiana, Heather Hart, who's 18 years of age, an A student in high school, plans to attend the University of Evansville, where she's going to major in business administration and marketing. Let me ask you a question about marketing. Suppose you work for a boss who wanted you to market a product you didn't believe in. What would you do?
Well, first of all, I believe that you should always stand up for what you believe in and always make sure that you tell that person how you really feel, because they have to know that you're the person that is working for them, and you have to be the one to sell the product. And if you don't believe in it, how can you sell it?
Would you be intimidated by the fact that he might fire you?
No, I wouldn't. I always stand up for what I believe in. No matter what it means, even if it meant a job, I would do it.
Oh, you're sort of a daring-do person. You're into mountain rappelling and wire walk. What is wire walking?
Wire walking is where they stretch about 50 feet of wire above, about 50 feet in the air in trees, and you have to hold on for dear life and hope that you don't fall off, and like lean forward. And when you lean forward, you have to balance yourself so that you don't fall backwards and end up on the ground on your rear end.
And this is fun?
It's great. It's exciting. It's challenging. It's wonderful.
And you like living on the edge?
Yes, I do.
All right, please step over here and wait for the judges to give you a little bit of scoring there. This is Miss Indiana. This is Miss Texas, Carol Williams. She's 18 years of age, an honor student and an education major at Baylor University who would like to become a motivational speaker for young people. Now, this is just kind of silly talking to somebody who's 18 years old. Why do you like to work with people your own age or younger?
I don't know, it's just something I've always been interested in. I have a large family, and we are all pretty close in age. And we've always worked together our whole lives, and we really have given each other love and support and strength, inner strength. And that's why I'm here today, because of their help.
Let me ask you a question that it was interesting to probably most of the people in this audience because they're older than you. What can older people learn from teenagers?
Well, I think there's a lot to learn. I know that teenagers have so much to offer, and I think that in the 90s, I think a lot of adults are really looking to the teens and realizing that they are our future. And so I think in the years to come, I think the world will really see the teens a lot more active in more things.
Give me one quick answer here. Off into the future, you're going to get married. What do you look for in the right man?
I look for someone who's a lot like my father, and he's real special to me, and he has humility, and he has a sense of humor, and I really think that's important. And he's also a very loving and caring man, and that keeps our family together, and it keeps us going.
Thank you ever so much. Step over here for the judges, if you will. This is Miss Texas. Here's Miss Georgia, who's Meredith Young, 18 years old. She enjoys modeling, was named Best All-Around Senior Girl this year at Cairo High School. Cairo is the city of pickles.
That's right.
Is this true?
That's exactly true.
Is your high school mascot a pickle?
No, our high school mascot is a syrup maker.
Syrup maker?
We are the #1 most unusual name in the United States for high school football teams.
What do you, I mean, when you have a celebration, they pour syrup over the winning team instead of bottles of cold water or whatever?
What's so funny, our mascot, we don't have a syrup costume, we have a chicken costume. So we have
wait a minute, let me try to get this straight. You come from the pickle city and you got a chicken as a mascot and the syrup company sponsors the team.
And they sell pickles also.
And where is this?
Cairo,
How many people live there?
around 10,000.
All right, give our love to everybody there. Now you live in rural Georgia, but you don't live on a farm?
No, I don't.
Did you ever spend any time on a farm?
Actually, I haven't. It wasn't the greatest experience of my life.
Tell me about it.
Well, I figured that when I went to the farm that all the animals would gather around me like Snow White. Well, they didn't.
How did they treat you?
The chickens tried to peck me, and the horses tried to bite me, and I stepped in something, and...
Yeah, that's liable to happen on a farm. Did you leave immediately?
Yes, I did. I went to the mall instead.
Thank you very much. Step over here for the judges. This is Miss Georgia. Next, Miss Rhode Island, Gina Tognoni. She's 17 years of age, a certified scuba diver, loves to compose, would like to report someday. Be a reporter. You are voted the most photogenic, and I can see why. You're working on your school paper right now, and you got some sort of a survey going on. What is it?
Well, I plan to do the survey when I get back and start my senior year. I go to an all-girls school, and so when we're bored and there's no guys around, we try to think of things to do. And so I have a wild imagination, and I thought of trying to survey the girls and find out how many boys they do see during the week other than their father or the janitor.
And what will be the result of all of this when you find out it's few?
Well, if it's real low, if it's like below 50%, then I'm going to try to talk to the principal and have a little mixer. Not a dance, but just an opportunity for the boys' schools and co-ed schools to come in and talk to the girls and set up a date.
Little suggestion there. All right. Who do you admire most in journalism?
Barbara Walters.
Why?
Because she's made a real big name for herself. She's very successful. And whatever she does, she makes it look real easy.
All right. Now, if you were going to interview me, I've been around for 1,000 years, what would you ask me?
I'd ask you, how do you stay looking so young?
Hang around good-looking ladies. Thank you very much. Please stand over here, if you would, please, for the judges. That's Miss Rhode Island. Thank you, ladies, very much. That completes our first 6 interviews.
Oh, well done, ladies. You know, they handled themselves so well, it's hard to believe that they are still in their teens. They were very funny.
Oh, they were.
They really were.
Riots.
I love the shot of Miss George's little sister asleep. Parents laughing.
You do that so well.
She wasn't too entertained, was she? Okay. Why don't you give us a prediction for the best interviews in the second group of 6, Kelly?
Well, Miss Kansas is coming up, and she's another one who has had a year's experience as Miss Kansas teen, getting to do a lot of appearances around her state as well.
Yeah, that confidence factor is real important. I saw her backstage. She was so cool. She was hobnobbing with the hairstylist and makeup people, no problem. You know, Miss North Carolina, of course, won the Miss Congeniality Award, and that usually indicates someone who will do well in the interview section.
Right, and she's also fearless. I mean, this girl is an A student, but besides that, she is fearless. She had once jumped off a 45-foot cliff on a dare.
Oh, right. No problem. Well, a simple interview shouldn't shake her up too much, then.
Or Miss Missouri, for that matter. Remember, she's a tandem skydiver.
Oh, right. We do have a bunch of daredevils in this group. All right. Interviews with the rest of them. Our semifinalists coming up right after this.
We have 6 more terrific teenagers to talk to as we continue the interview competition. And our next contestant is Miss North Dakota, Nikki Elkins, who's 18 years of age, a student at the University of North Dakota, owns her own dance studio, enjoys hockey, basketball, rollerblading, and so forth. I read a lot about your family. Now, I made notes, so forgive me. Your mother once fed and watered houseflies for a living. Your uncle is an ear biter for a rodeo. You were called to wake up an alligator one day. What kind of a family is this?
We're crazy.
Yeah, I mean, why does your mother feed houseflies?
She did this in college, and she just said it as a part-time job for an experimental lab. And what they did was tested for genetics, so she had to water and feed them, and then she had to check which sex they were.
I gotta talk to your mother one of these days. Got to be a fascinating lady. What is an ear biter?
An ear biter is, it's actually called the Wild Horse Race, and it's a group of 3 men who star in a rodeo, and it's their team, and one holds the rope of a wild horse, and one holds the saddle, and one climbs the rope to the horse, twists the ear, and bites the ear, and it freezes the horse.
I'll trust you. I believe you. Now tell me about your future. You want to be a sports doctor for the Chicago Bulls. Why?
Yes. Well, I love the Chicago Bulls because of Michael Jordan, of course. And I love Chicago, so I want to move there. And the physical therapy is physical therapy and sports medicine is a good field, and it makes good money, and I enjoy working with people.
Wish you all the very best. Please step over there for the judges. This is Miss North Dakota. Next is Miss Louisiana. This is Allison McIntyre, who's 18. She's Baton Rouge resident, recent high school graduate on a 2-year scholarship now, has appeared in 17 magazine, loves the great outdoors. Now that you've graduated, what are you going to do?
Well, I plan to attend Southeastern University and major in fashion merchandising.
What is fashion merchandising?
Well, it's sort of like retail. My parents own a shop, and I've worked there for 6 years, and it's just selling accessories and ladies' clothes, and that's what I want to take over.
Is it tough?
Sometimes. You get customers that you don't like, but you just bite your lip and go on.
That's life in general, my dear. Now, let me talk to you. You said in your talking of your little parade out here before something about your summer vacation, the summer cabin. Who all goes there?
Oh, we have a camp on the Tangipahoa River, and almost every weekend of every summer we go down there and spend a couple days. And it's where you ski, swim, and we have friends from everywhere who come down there with us.
Thank you ever so much. Nice to have you with us. Please step over here for the judges. This is Miss Louisiana. Next is Miss Massachusetts, who's Aaron Bartlett, who's 18 years of age from Longmeadow, loves lacrosse, ski racing, field hockey, starting Ithaca College in the fall, and would like to be a sportscaster one of these days. Where'd your love of sports come from?
Well, I've been very involved in sports all through high school and middle school, and I'm looking for a career in communications, and if I had to zero in on one, I would zero in on sports broadcasting because of my interest in sports.
Are you a big Red Sox fan, too?
Yes, I am, definitely.
How many games out are they now? What, 5.5, something like that?
4.5 as of yesterday.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yesterday,
sorry about that.
That's okay.
You're more up to date than I. Now, if you were the coach of that team, what would you do to make them better?
Oh, not much. I think basically being on a sports team and athletics, I just know that the one thing that's most important is working together, and you can't get anywhere unless it's teamwork, and no one can give up. You all have to fight to get where you want to be, so definitely teamwork would be my #1 important thing.
Okay, thank you so much. This is Miss Massachusetts. If you'd step over there for the judges. Miss Massachusetts. Now, this is Miss Kansas. She's Denise Blatchford. She's 18 years old, an A student who'll be attending college in the fall, wants to be a nurse one of these days. Nursing, Denise, is not everything it's cracked up to be. This is tough work. I mean, you have a strong constitution. It's not all glory. It's tough.
That's right, and I knew I wanted to do it when I dissected a frog in biology class.
Yeah, I mean, that's the downside, but I mean, you don't have any illusions about this all going to be easy.
Not at all. It's going to take patience, and there's a lot of stress in nursing. And I think I can handle the stress if you kind of use that energy and go with it and have fun.
It's got to be
I love working with people.
Very rewarding work, too. Now, let me jump backwards in time. That's your future and your past. Your prom day, graduation day, was that memorable?
It's very memorable, knowing that my class is very close and knowing that we were all going separate ways. I'm going to junior college, and I know a lot of my friends are going away, so I had to let go.
Did you get any pictures of the event?
a ton.
Was it true your dad followed you around every minute?
Yes, he did. He followed me everywhere. On prom, in fact, he followed me everywhere, and it didn't tape. He didn't push record, so we didn't get anything from prom.
Is he here tonight?
Yes, he is.
He's the man. Oh, he's the man hiding under the seat over there. Yes, all right. Hoping you're not recording tonight. Good luck. Thank you so much. This is Miss Kansas. Next is Miss North Carolina. This is Holly Furman, who's 17 years of age. She's an A student, won numerous awards for voice and piano. She is Miss Congeniality. That means all the other ladies picked her. Now, you've been to Kenya, Zambia, Bangkok, Bangladesh. What are you doing there?
Well, my father is a thoracic surgeon, which is on the heart and lungs, and we travel as a family to third world countries about once a year since I was 5 in order to help out the mission hospitals there. And because there's no age limit on how old you have to be to get into the hospitals, I've been able to go into the hospitals and help deliver babies and cut off legs and all that good stuff.
All that good stuff. I mean, you can really handle that.
Well, sometimes I get a little sick, but I'm working on it.
What's this going to mean for your future? You're going to follow that line of work?
As a matter of fact, I would like to share some of myself, and with the other people in Kenya, possibly, there's a mission school there that I'd like to teach as elementary education.
All right, let's assume for the moment that you were going to go to work in Africa and you fell in love with a guy in Atlanta, Georgia. How would that affect your future?
Well, I really want to take what my husband has to say into consideration if I ended up marrying him. I would want it.
I hope so.
I'd want it to be a joint effort, not just my own, because then it wouldn't be, we wouldn't both be happy. But I think that if he was willing to go, then maybe we could go for a couple years and see what the Lord has in store for us.
Sounds good. Would you step over there for the judges, please? This is Miss North Carolina. And finally, we have Miss Missouri, Audra Sherman, who's 18 years of age. She's the recipient of a scholarship to Southwest Missouri State University, a major in communications, and you want to get a degree in communications. What would you like eventually to do?
Well, I have a really long, drawn-out plan, so bear with me, okay?
All right.
Okay, first I'd like to get my speech and communications degree because I'm really interested in communication, just in general. And then I'd like to get a law degree because that would develop my analytical thinking. And then I would like to be a lobbyist for the healthcare industry. What I'd like to do is really work with the elderly healthcare, because doing appearances this past summer, I went to several nursing homes, and I was just touched at the way the elderly people, I mean, they just wanted to be touched, you know what I mean? And it means so much to them, and that really touched my heart.
Did you pick up anything off the older generation?
Yes, my philosophy on life, as a matter of fact, don't sweat the small stuff.
Wait a minute,
I'm pretty sure.
You're not tall of stature. Don't sweat the small stuff?
Well, it doesn't mean what you'd think it does. Okay, let me explain that one to you.
Do.
You're like, please
Quickly.
do. Okay, don't sweat the small stuff means just think about the important things in life. And, I mean, the really important things are really few when you think about it. Enjoy everything, and don't get stressed out about the little things.
Thank you very much. Please step over here for the judges. This is Miss Missouri. Thank you, ladies, and that completes our interview competition for Miss Teen USA 1991.
These girls are doing it. I tell you what, I interview people every day, and they are cool. The shots of the parents show you they're the ones who are carrying all the nerves tonight. Let's turn to the monitor. We'll take a look, see how our judges scored them. Miss Missouri out in front, followed very closely by Miss North Carolina, Miss North Dakota. In fact, all the scores are way up there for the interview category, and well, they should be. The girls did a fine job with it tonight. Remember, these scores carry equal weight with the scores from swimsuits and evening gowns in determining the 6 girls who will go on to the finals.
You know, our winner tonight takes home a crown and a lot of happy memories, but there's even more. She'll receive cash and gifts worth more than $150,000. And now, with the assistance of our reigning Miss Teen USA, Bridgette Wilson, let's see what awaits Miss Teen USA 1991. CoverGirl, the official cosmetics of the Miss Teen USA pageant, awards tonight's winner $5,000, plus a year's supply of sensational CoverGirl products. CoverGirl redefines the look of the 90s with a range of products as innovative as they are beautiful. CoverGirl, redefining beautiful. fresh, clean, and youthful, it has to be Sassabee. She receives $5,000 plus this new breed of cosmetic and jewelry organizers from Sassabee. Designed from the inside out, the look is high energy, high tech, and high fashion. It's a Sassabee. A first-class Caribbean cruise for 4 aboard the Crown Monarch, Crown Cruise Line's newest ship. She'll visit the Cayman Islands, Key West, Jamaica, and Crown's private beach in Haiti. From the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, she receives a 1-year college scholarship in fashion design, fragrance marketing, or merchandising at the California campus of her choice, plus an exciting 3-week study tour in Europe. From Noxzema, $5,000 plus a year's supply of Noxzema Skin Cream, the facial cleanser of the 90s. She'll use Noxzema Skin Cream instead of soap to clean deep down without overstripping like soap. Healthy skin is in from Noxzema. From Catalina Juniors, our winner receives $5,000 cash plus a $2,000 wardrobe of sportswear, activewear, and swimwear in all the latest styles and colors. Catalina, the official swimwear and activewear of the Miss Teen USA pageant. From Hawaiian Tropic Sun Care Products, she receives a 1-week vacation in Hawaii for 2. Hawaiian Tropic World-Class Sun Protection is available in over 85 countries around the world. Aloha from Hawaiian Tropic. From Minolta, she receives $6,000 cash and a master video camcorder, plus the incomparable Maxim 7XI SLR system, the world's most intelligent autofocus camera. Accept no limitations, only from the mind of Minolta. A year's supply of Paul Mitchell. Professional hair care doesn't stop when leaving the salon because Paul Mitchell keeps hair looking its best all the time with the help of hairdressers who select the right products. Paul Mitchell, your style demands it. The all-new Mercury Capri convertible, generously appointed with 2+2 seating, driver's side airbag, power windows, and much more. Capri is fun to drive, easy to handle, a real value for the dollar. Mercury Capri, a stylish, affordable convertible for the young trendsetter. Frederico and Frederico Leone shoes, the perfect footwear for Miss Teen USA with styling and flair to match the spirit and confidence of all of our contestants tonight. $5,000 and a supply of Precisely Right from Ogilvy, the home perm you just can't get wrong. Ogilvy Precisely Right is the official home perm of the Miss Teen USA pageant for the girl who's precisely right tonight. In addition to winning a stunning evening gown wardrobe of exclusively Sherry Hill Creations, our winner receives a gorgeous full-length natural black llama mink coat and a mink jacket style for all occasions from the internationally famous Flemington Fur Company of Flemington, New Jersey.
Thank you, Bridget. Wow, sure looks like Christmas in August for our winner tonight. Kelly, the last competition in the semifinals is coming up. Who should we watch for here in evening gowns?
Well, the girls with dance backgrounds usually do very well. Miss North Dakota has been dancing for 13 years, and in fact, she owns her own dance studio. And Miss Louisiana and Miss Massachusetts have both been in pageants since they were 13 years old.
And what about Miss Georgia? She's a pageant veteran too, isn't she?
Right. She's held numerous titles, including Miss Georgia Peanut.
Miss Georgia Peanut. What if you get a year's supply or anything with that? All right, what about Miss Oklahoma? I heard something about she had a unique way of preparing for this event.
Right. She was worried about falling down the stairs in her evening gown, so she went to the state capitol along with her pageant directors and practiced walking down the stairs in high heels.
I love it. Oh, well, I guess it worked because remember she placed first in the preliminary evening gown competition. All right, we hope you'll stay with us because you'll see all 51 contestants in their beautiful gowns. That's right after this.
While the contestants are getting ready for the next competition, we'd like to take a moment to thank all the wonderful people who've shown such great southern hospitality to us during our second year on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. And to honor them all, may I introduce you to the pageant chairperson, Elaine Love. And the Honorable Lieutenant Governor Brad Dye. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our very special guest this evening, the reigning Miss USA, Kelly McCarty. And now, it's time for the most beautiful event of the evening. Here are our contestants to set the mood for the evening gown competition.
Unforgettable, that's what you are. unforgettable, though near or far. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too.
And now, as our semifinalists wear gowns of their own choice, they're serenaded by the Mississippi Gulf Coast Teen Orchestra and Chorus. The beautiful medley of songs by the great Roy Orbison. Semi-finalists in the 1991 Miss Teen USA Evening Gown Competition, beginning with Miss New Hampshire.
Pretty woman, walking down the street, pretty woman, the kind I like to meet, pretty woman. I don't believe you, you're not the truth, no one can look as good as you.
Miss Oklahoma. Miss Indiana. Miss Texas. Miss Georgia. Miss Rhode Island. Miss North Dakota. Miss Louisiana. Miss Massachusetts. Miss Kansas. Miss North Carolina. Miss Missouri. That concludes our evening gown competition and our semifinals. Ladies, that was beautiful. Thank you.
"12 gorgeous girls in 12 beautiful and very sophisticated looking gowns." We want to turn to the monitor now and show you how the judges scored this competition tonight. You can see that Miss North Dakota is out in front, followed by Miss Louisiana, who's continuing to compete very strongly, along with Miss Indiana tonight. And here's how the rest of our girls scored tonight in the evening gown competition. All right, right now the scores from the 3 semifinal events are being added and averaged for composite scores. And when we come back, we'll find out who the 6 finalists are. That's right after this word from Cascade. The scores will be ready in just a few moments, and we'll learn who the 6 finalists are. But first, we'd like to show you around this area a little bit. Here's the reigning Miss Teen USA, Bridgette Wilson, to give us a personal tour of some of the highlights of the great state of Mississippi.
Welcome to the Mississippi Gulf Coast, with 26 miles of sugar white sand where you can really have a ball. But Mississippi is so much more than beaches. It's southern hospitality, old world charm, and lots of history. So come on, let's take a trip into Mississippi's past. It's a short drive from the coast to historic Vicksburg, where the past and present merge into one.
Welcome to Vicksburg.
I had a gracious welcome from some of the proud citizens of Vicksburg at the old courthouse. Nestled along the Mississippi River, it offers visitors the opportunity to retrace one of the Civil War's decisive battles, the Battle of Vicksburg. Sunk by a Confederate mine, the Union gunboat, the Cairo, is a monument to this battle. It's a treat to stay at one of Vicksburg's authentically restored antebellum bed and breakfasts. you almost have the feeling that Rhett Butler might walk in any minute. One of the most famous antebellum homes is the Beauvoir House. Located on the Mississippi coast, it was the last home of Confederate President Jefferson Davis. Ever since the 19th century, people from New Orleans have flocked to these beaches to get relief from the heat. Today, it's a year-round resort with something for everyone. The Gulf offers every water sport imaginable, from zooming around on a jet ski to sailing on an old-time schooner. For a challenge, there's deep sea fishing. Do I have one? Ah, I'm gonna catch me a fish. But if elegance is more your style, take a trip on one of the coast's luxury cruise ships. And for a shorter cruise, history and nature buffs of all ages can take a trip to Gulf Island National Seashore, offering its pristine beaches and historic Fort Massachusetts, which played an important role in the Civil War. Land lovers can get into the swing of things at any one of the 16 courses on the Mississippi coast. Yes! Hey. And for the kid in all of this, there's the Marine Life Oceanarium with a chance to feed the dolphins. And at the Walter Anderson Museum, visitors can enjoy this famous native son's work celebrating life on the Gulf Coast. A word of warning for calorie counters, this is no place to diet. Mississippi has some of the finest southern cuisine. To die for. We've had just a taste of what the Mississippi Gulf Coast has to offer. But what I've enjoyed the most is the people with their southern hospitality. So come on, experience it for yourself. Bye, y'all.
Thank you, Bridgette. I can see why we want to come back to Mississippi this year. Now, please welcome back our 12 semifinalists. Ladies, we won't keep you on any expenses any longer here. We are about to learn who our 6 finalists will be. And if I may, please, Mark, have the results. Thank you, sir. Audience, you have seen exactly what the judges have seen tonight. Let's see if you agree with their choices. These are the results. And once again, ladies, I'll announce them in random order, okay? Good luck. Finalists are Miss North Dakota, Miss Missouri, Miss New Hampshire, Three candidates remain, one of whom is Miss North Carolina. Two left, Miss Louisiana. The final name on the list, Miss Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, the 6 finalists for the title of Miss Teen USA 1991.
For the first time, the nerves have started to show. I know those 6 girls are thrilled, but they must be very aware that one of the most difficult events of the evening is next, and that's the judges' questions. Right. That'll narrow it down to just 3 finalists, Kelly. Who do you think's going to really pull through this time?
I'm going to stick with my first pick of Miss North Dakota. And Miss Missouri came in #1 in the interview. She should do very well there. I just love Miss North Carolina. She is just a doll.
Yeah, she's really charmed everybody this week. We want to remind you that once more, all previous scores are erased. The 6 finalists now begin again on equal footing.
And to add a bit of suspense, the judges' individual scores will be shown, but no, I'm sorry.
Composite scores.
No composite scores. That's what it is. No composite scores.
They're not nervous. We're nervous for them up here.
I am dying here.
The judges' questions and the answers can be incredibly unpredictable, so stay tuned. We'll find out who can think on her high-heeled feet right after this word from Clarion.
Summer fun.
The Miss Teen USA pageant will continue.
We're back live on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and we're going to increase the tension another level here for our contestants. This is the judges' questions category, and in this bowl, we have the names of each of our judges. Each finalist in turn will draw a judge's name and respond to a question, which that judge has prepared and will ask her personally. Each young lady has 20 seconds to complete her answer, and as the judges vote to select the final 3 candidates, they'll also consider not only the answer, but they'll be reminded by instant replay pictures of how each young lady looked earlier in the swimsuit and evening gown competition. The judges are ready, I'm sure, as these ladies are. Let's move on then to Miss North Dakota. If you'd come down, pull a question out of the bowl. Down to the final run here. This question comes from judge number 2, Christy Lynn Addis. Christy Lynn, would you give us your question, please?
If you could speak with the U.S. Secretary of Education, what would you ask him to do in order to improve the education in America?
Well, the first thing I would tell him is to really push getting involved in anything and everything possible that you can, and to start making more programs for every different kind of child, whether it be the ethnic children and anything they can do that would really increase the enjoyment of school, because it's cool to be smart.
Thank you very much. Please wait for just a moment.
Nikki's 10-year-old brother Jesse and 9-year-old sister Molly made her some earrings as a good luck charm, and she has them backstage with her tonight.
Okay, if you'll rejoin the others, and Miss Missouri, if you'll come over here and take a question out of the bowl. Dig in. And let's see, this question comes from judge number 1, Steve Kometko. Steve, can we have your question, please?
Certainly. There have been several instances of censorship recently in the music industry, in movies, and in art. Do you believe that some material should be censored?
Yes, I do. Simply because a lot of times children aren't fortunate enough to have parents that can talk to them and communicate with them well, and they can't have the proper guidance to really look at those lyrics and understand that the difference between right and wrong. And that's unfortunate, but it is the case sometimes. So I think there should be censorship to protect those children.
Righty, thank you. Hold on for just a second, please.
3 of Audra's brothers are in the audience, and if she wins, they expect to go with her on the Caribbean cruise that's part of the prize package. She hasn't made any promises.
All right, if you'll go back there, please, and we'll ask Miss New Hampshire to come forward and pick a question out of the bowl. Stir them up a little bit. Okay, let's see. This comes from judge number 4, Tony Bentley. Tony, may we have your question, please?
Would you marry a man who wanted to stay home and take care of the children while you support the family?
I think that would be nice. It would be a nice change, because then it would give me an opportunity to pursue my career, but at the same time, let my husband be with our children and learn what it's like to be with the children all day.
All right. Hold on a second, please.
Janel is armed with 2 good luck charms tonight, her teddy bear, Gonzo, and a little guardian angel given to her by a fan who asked for her autograph.
Thank you very much. If you'd step back, and Miss North Carolina, if you'd come forward. Got some choices still left in here. All right, let's see. This comes from judge number 3, Gerard Christopher. Gerard, please, may we have your question?
Absolutely. Some cities with street crime problems have imposed a curfew on teenagers. How do you feel about that?
I think that's very good. As my dad always said, there's nothing that you can't do after 12 o'clock that you can't do before. So my curfew is 11:30. But I think that's a really good idea, because it's true. There is nothing that you can't do at 12 that you could do before. So teenagers can start to come in a little earlier.
All right, hold on a second, please.
Holly has some 30 people here in the audience rooting for her tonight, but she said some of her high school friends, honestly, are also here just to hit the beach.
All right, if you go back and join the others, Miss Louisiana, would you come forward, please? Got 4 questions left in here, and you can grab one of them, or maybe 5, I guess they're there. This is from judge number 6, Paul Ryan. Paul, may we have your question, please?
Like all of us, you've grown up with television. How have your values been influenced by what you watch on TV?
Well, I try to stay away from TV because I think more people watch more TV nowadays, and it's not really healthy. I think if they get out into the real world and read the newspaper, I think it'd be better.
All right, fair enough. Hold on a second, please.
Allison's mother once warned her not to get into a boy's car unless he opened the door for her. So a lot of guys just drove off and left her. Not anymore, I bet.
Thank you very much. Would you step back? Miss Georgia, would you come up, please? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 questions left. Grab one, closing your eyes. All right. This comes from judge number 8, Ben Rubin. Ben, may we have your question, please?
Besides your family, who's influenced your thinking most and why?
I would have to say the author, Norman Vincent Peale. He's the author of the book, The Power of Positive Thinking, and I've read it carefully each time I'm in any kind of competition or just throughout life, and it's really taught me to think positive and know that I can achieve anything in life, so I'd definitely say him.
Thank you very much. Please wait here a moment.
Meredith says she's a frequent flyer on the Dream Express with heartthrobs like Robert Redford and Patrick Swayze. Let's see if tonight's dream comes true.
Okay, if you'd rejoin the others. And thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That completes the judges' questions for our 6 finalists.
I think I would rather take a trigonometry final than have to go through that. Kelly, you're in the hot seat. Once again, let's put you on the spot, okay? Who do you think for the final 3?
Oh, I think Miss Missouri gave a great answer.
She did do well.
A lot of substance in that one. Miss North Carolina is just a doll, and she really managed to work her charm into that question. The third, God, it's really up for grabs.
That's what makes it fun to watch, though.
Yeah.
What about you folks at home? Think you have it figured out? Stay with us. We'll reveal those final 3 candidates for Miss Teen USA 1991 right after this word from Secret.
You know, the toughest thing about this pageant is having to choose from among so many outstanding young women. We started with 51, we narrowed it to 12, then to 6, and now the judges have chosen the final 3. This is the moment, and I'll read the names once again, ladies, in random order. One of these 3 will be the new Miss Teen USA. Miss Georgia. Miss Missouri. There are 3 finalists. Here's the only one left. Miss New Hampshire. One of these 3 will be the new Miss Teen USA.
Okay, all right. Well, this is so exciting. One of your choices did make it into the finals.
Yes, she did.
You know, it's interesting. There was only one blonde, and she's in the finals, Miss Georgia.
Right.
From all of our
Good
6.
for her.
All right, we now come to the final question, which is really the last chance that these girls have to impress the judges.
Right, and you won't be seeing the scores in this round, so see if you at home can choose the winner.
All right, let's go now back to the stage. We'll see how they do.
And now, the very last round of competition, the final question. Ladies, take a deep breath. We're going to ask you all the same question. You'll have 20 seconds to respond. Would you bring the isolation booth down, please? And we'll ask Miss Missouri and Miss New Hampshire if you'll step in there. And you and I are going to go down here and start the parade here. As soon as they're in there and listening to the music, I'll get this question open. It'll be the same one for... Would you hold this mic for me for a second? All right. In there, okay. Thank you very much. Everybody gets the same question. You have 20 seconds. What is the biggest problem facing teenagers today, and what would you do as Miss Teen USA to help solve it?
Personally, I think the biggest problem we face today is apathy. Just graduated from high school, I've seen a lot of my friends not go to college, not because they can't afford to, but because they just don't want to. And as Miss Teen USA, I would try to encourage my peers to turn our apathy into achievement.
Thank you very, very much. Would you step over here, please? May we have the next candidate, please? Miss Missouri. Miss Missouri, we have 20 seconds. Everybody gets the same question. And the door's closed there, all right. What is the biggest problem facing teenagers today, and what would you do as Miss Teen USA to help solve it?
I think the biggest problem that some teenagers have is being themselves. The problems that teens seem to run into, I think, are a result of not being confident in themselves, and they fall into different things that are harmful to them. I can speak from experience, not that I got anything harmful, but I learned to be myself this past year. And I was more reserved when I was growing up. And I finally learned to just come out and be myself and do things that I wanted to do. And I feel really strong about my opinions, and I know that I'm secure in myself. And I could be a representative to tell other teens about that on a personal level.
All right, thank you very much. Would you step over here, please? And lastly, please send out Miss New Hampshire. Miss New Hampshire, everybody gets the same question. Now is your turn. You'll have 20 seconds. What is the biggest problem facing teenagers today, and what would you do as Miss Teen USA to help solve it?
I think that is peer pressure. Teens nowadays have a hard time being who they are and standing up for what they believe. They get swayed a lot of ways into different ideas and believing things that they don't really stand for. And I think that's hard for teens to deal with nowadays. And one way that we could help is possibly setting up peer counseling programs within the schools, because we personally have one in our school and things work great from that. And I think that would be a great way to help the teens to be more confident in who they are.
Thank you very much. If you join the other ladies over there. All right. Now, that was very nicely done, ladies, and the judges will now make the big decision. This is the final vote. As each contestant steps forward, the judges will give each young lady a ranking, 3, 2, or 1, as they vote for the second runner-up, the first runner-up, and the new Miss Teen USA. We'll begin with Miss Georgia. This is Meredith's 5th pageant, but this final moment doesn't make it any easier. She knows Georgia has never had a winner in the Miss Teen USA pageant. Miss Missouri. Audra says she's a lucky baby. She was born at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, and she's got to wonder, will tonight be lucky for Missouri? Miss New Hampshire. Janel's grandmother convinced her to enter her state pageant, and if she wins it, it will be a first for New Hampshire. This completes our competition. Ladies, thank you.
Oh, this is major pressure. Some very, very tense smiles out there. Someone's life is about to change forever. We'll see who she is right after this word from CoverGirl, the official cosmetic of the Miss Teen USA pageant.
And now from the beautiful Mississippi Gulf Coast, we're about to crown the new Miss Teen USA, and that means it's time to say farewell to the young woman from Oregon who's worn the crown for the past year. Ladies and gentlemen, for the last time as Miss Teen USA, here is Bridgette Wilson.
Last July, I realized a dream that to this day has proven to be one of the most rewarding accomplishments of my life. From the moment I was crowned, my year has been full of wonderful experiences. Being a celebrity volunteer at the Special Olympics and a national spokesperson for Mothers Against Drunk Driving, there were many appearances on TV and the fun of meeting people across the country. I had the thrill of singing the national anthem for the Trailblazers and sending season's greetings to our troops all over the world. I want to give a special thanks to my family for their continued support, and to my hometown of Gold Beach, Oregon, thank you for making my homecoming one of the highlights of my year. I represented our country with pride as Miss Teen USA, and that's something I will continue to do for the rest of my life.
Thank you, Bridgette. Much good luck and success in your future. Now, this is the moment. We've tabulated the judges' rankings. We're ready to reveal the second and first runners-up and the new Miss Teen USA. The accounting firm of Ernst & Young has reviewed the results for accuracy. Mr. Paul Ehrenzeller will give me the printout. Paul, thank you. Ladies, you're wonderful. Any one of you will be perfect. You know the judges could only pick one. We love all three of you. Good luck. The second runner-up is Miss Missouri. Ladies, if you'll come forward here, we're about to reveal the name of the first runner-up and the new Miss Teen USA. Let me remind you of the importance of the first runner-up. If Miss Teen USA is unable to complete her reign for any reason, our runner-up will become Miss Teen USA. The first runner-up is Miss Georgia. Miss Teen USA is Miss New Hampshire, Janel Bishop. Congratulations, Janel. Miss New Hampshire, you are now the new Miss Teen USA 1991. You won the cash awards and the fabulous gifts worth more than $150,000. And now, as our entire cast serenades you, the stage is yours for the traditional walk as the new Miss Teen USA.
Oh, what a night it is. Oh, what a wish come true. Now the waiting ends for all your friends who had their hopes in you. Oh, what a night it is. Oh, what a night it is. Your folks back home must be so proud of all you do.
The new Miss Teen USA is Janel Bishop. She's 17 years old from Manchester, New Hampshire. Congratulations, Janel.